I'm a truthsayer, and let's talk about it. Hey guys, it's Andy with Mindset Matters More, and I'm just coming out of the closet. I'm a truthsayer. Yup. And you might be thinking, what the hell is a truthsayer? And I want to talk about it, but I also want to talk about hiding your gifts, hiding what is powerful about you, hiding what makes you special. Because I have been a truthsayer my entire life, but I don't come off telling people this thing because, well, it sounds like hocus pocus. It might sound like really just tooting my own horn, patting myself on the back. So I don't tell people this. But what I have found is that hiding your gifts actually prevents you from making connections with the people you're supposed to be making connections with. And it's really hard to embody who you are not. So you're always living from a place that you're not being authentic. So let's talk about what is being a truth teller. And you're going to see why this is so freaking ironic that I'm a truth teller and yet I'm still living inauthentically. Okay, and I'm using this from a ChatGPT. So the general use of the term truthsayer is someone who's honest, transparent, and grounded in integrity. They express what they perceive to be true regardless of how others may react. Now, there's a lot that I could say about this in terms of, being grounded in integrity. And, I live my life by the principle of rigorous honesty. Like, I'm the type of person that if you gave me 5 cents back by accident, here you are, you gave me 5 cents too much. Oh, I found $1 million. Okay, well, I'm going to try to find whose $1 million it is. I do what is right, even if it seems inconsequential or even when it seems impossible. That's what I live by. Like, I am somebody who I have to tell the truth. And there are times where that doesn't really serve me because I need to just shut the F up. I just need to really allow people to live their lives rather than telling them what the truth is. And, people are like, well, truth is subjective. No, truth is truth. And unfortunately, I see beyond this world. And so we're going to get into the second definition that ChatGPT has given to us, and it is spiritual or mythological sense. It is a person believed to have special insight, intuition, or even prophetic ability, someone who can see or sense truth beyond appearances or deception. For example, in some traditions, a truthsayer can detect lies or falsehoods intuitively. And see, this is the problem, right? Is that I see beyond appearances and deception. I see beyond the veil of this world. And so when I see somebody not living in the truth, like, to me, I'm like, oh, I have to tell you. And people aren't ready to hear the truth a lot of the times because they're still living in a reality where the lie helps them. So that's really a part of what is like, I stick my foot in my mouth all the fucking time. And it's really hard for me to allow people that lie. Like, I just somebody says, oh, hey, the sky is green. And I can't just blink my eyes and be like, yeah, okay. Because to me, it just it vibrates so negatively that I have to correct them and be like, no, it's blue. Like, what are you talking about? And sometimes that can push people away from me. And sometimes that can hurt people. And sometimes and this is the worst part of it is that give it some time. They'd be like, oh yeah, you were right. I'm like, yeah, I fucking know I was right. But I hate that feeling of, I told you so. I hate that feeling of, oh, my fucking situation here just went all crazy. But I hate that feeling of I told you so, you shouldn't just listen to me, because that's not kind. It's not people have to go through their own journey, and sometimes I need to shut the F up to let that happen, and I don't do it. It's really hard being a truth teller. Okay, so let's do this last one, which is a literary or symbolic use, which is a character archetype representing wisdom, clarity, or moral courage. One who often exposes hypocrisy or brings awareness to hidden realities. And this is where I derive my coaching from. bringing awareness to hidden realities. When I work with my clients and they're living in this world of this is how it is, it is my job to expose these hidden realities so that they can see, oh, there's another way to think of this. There's another way to live. There's another way to be. But again, it spills into everyday life. Like my husband doesn't want to be exposed to hidden realities when we're just talking about a freaking movie. My mom doesn't want to be exposed to hidden realities when she's in the middle of a lawsuit or, like not that she's in the middle of a lawsuit, but you get what I'm saying is that like under these like really mundane situations, like nobody's trying to hear me out. Under extreme situations, nobody's trying to hear me out. It is under the moment of surrender when people are like, like, what am I doing wrong? That I can then step in and be like, hey, you want to hear what's actually going on? You're not going to like it because reality is different than the way you perceive it. And that is what a truthsayer is. That is my ability. And there is so much with it. Like, it's such a blessing. Like, I get to see reality for what it is. I get to help people see what reality is. But then it has its other side. It's a sword that cuts both ways where, like, sometimes I stick my foot in my mouth and sometimes I say things at inappropriate times. When people aren't ready to hear me, people don't want to hear me, or people can't hear me for whatever reason. And it's been a skill that I've been trying to be that person who can hold people's other realities with love and compassion. But what's your gift and why are you hiding it? Like, I know why I hide mine, and it's because sometimes I have to. Sometimes it feels like I can't say the truth because saying the truth can feel contrarian. And here's an example. So I posted this thing on YouTube that was talking about, if you're tired of being kind, then you're not really being kind. You're being transactional and manipulative. And somebody replied to me about, oh, I don't agree with this and blah, 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 blah. And it triggered something in them. Now, I agree with what they're saying to a certain extent because they're literally saying the same thing that I am, but they just don't like the way that I said it. And so sometimes I just have to just shut up. Sometimes I just have to be like, oh, you know what? Like, yeah, okay. That's why I never even replied to this person, because a part of it is like, you're saying the same thing that I said. Now I have 75 seconds. I have a minute to say this stuff. So yeah, it's not going to cover every single base. It's not going to cover every single angle. But yes, no, I agree with you. But it brings up in people like this automatic, no, you're wrong. And then let me tell you why you're wrong, but then say the same exact thing. So I know why I hide my thing, but why do you hide your gifts? The world needs your gift. The world needs what makes you special. The world needs your light. The world needs your truth. The world needs the way that you heal. The world needs the way that you present yourself. The world needs that spark. And let me tell you something. When the world has it, the world becomes better. Like, you're healing the world by being you. And so I sit here not in hopes that you're going to be like me. I'm sitting here in hopes that you'll be more like you. And that is the point of this podcast, totally, is that, I'm trying to present to you guys alternate perspectives and ways of thinking about things so that you can implement that to the best of your ability in your world, or the way that you interpret it into your reality. Because that is how we heal the world and make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human. Okay, you know what? I'm going to stop. All right, guys. It is a wonderful day today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Love you guys. Bye.